honestly, there's still too many, so we're just gonna go for as long as we can. And the rule was this had to be movies that I owned, obviously. And also, these are comfort movies, which doesn't necessarily make them like good movies, but they are movies that I like to watch. Like, they're a go-to movie in their genre, if that makes sense. I feel like if you hear comfort movies, a lot of people automatically think like warm, happy movies, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, I have comfort action movies or comfort horror movies and things like that. So, without further ado, we're just gonna get started in literally no particular order. I just have stacks of movies over here, so okay. So first, when I was growing up, my mom loves classic movies, like Turner Classic Movies, and so some of my like go-to comfort movies are of that era. Okay, so these movies are all from what Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is 1953, How to Marry a Millionaire 1953, and The 7-Year Itch 1955. So in this case, actually, The Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and How to Marry a Millionaire are my two favorites. I watch them all the time. How to Marry a Millionaire is probably, like, if I had to pick one, it would be this one. It is a romantic comedy about three models who concoct a wild scheme to marry rich men. They rent a Manhattan penthouse to like lure wealthy bachelors, but then they end up falling in love with the rich people, and then they have to like explain that it was all a ruse. It's cute. Okay. And then The Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is about it's a musical comedy knockout. Marilyn and Jane Russell star as two showgirls set to sail on a luxury liner bound for France, and then hijinks ensue on the boat. It's also really good. Highly recommend. This is like just this first stack is quite the array. Next is Legends of the Fall, which is this epic love story kind of about this family of the dad and three brothers. There's not even like a description for it on the back. There's just a tagline: a passionate journey into the darkest secrets of love, betrayal, and the unbreakable bonds of blood. I love this movie. But it's 135 minutes long, so over 2 hours, and it has no description because it's just about these brothers in Montana like living their lives and falling in love. It's so good. Not really a whole lot happens, but just like even just the Montana scenery alone is worth it. Next is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You can't go wrong with this. Like, there is never a bad time to put this movie on. It's based on the novel. Seconds before Earth is destroyed to make way for a new hyperspace express route, mild-mannered Arthur Dent is whisked into space by his best friend, an alien posing as an out-of-work actor. And they hitchhike their way through the galaxy. I would happily watch this as like a full movie series if they had it. classic. This is from 1954, and it's Rear Window, starring Grace Kelly, Wendy Corey, and Thelma Ritter. Wendell Corey and James Stewart. And this is about James Stewart's character, who is in his apartment with broken legs, and he sees he sees his neighbor murder someone, he thinks, and then they try to prove it. So it is the original, like, Disturbia or Stepfather or whatever. But we love Grace Kelly, like, she's the icon. So this is a good, like, comfy, cozy movie because it's like high stakes, but also it's basically just in his apartment. There's not a ton of action scenes, it's just him being a nosy neighbor. So even though you're getting like a real plot, it's also not completely insane. Now, movies are completely insane. Queen of the Damned has Lestat from Interview with the Vampire, and he becomes a rock star. And Aaliyah plays the Queen of the Vampires, who is ready to rule the vampires again. Why is this a comfort movie, you ask? I have no idea, but it is. I am never mad about this being on. I think it's just because it's kind of at its core just two vampires trying to figure themselves out and, you know, come into their own and find their own power in their modern world. But I don't know, it's interesting. Unstoppable, starring Chris Pine and Denzel Washington, and they're on a runaway train. Again, I know it's a weird choice for a comfy, cozy movie, but it's just two guys on a train doing their best. Apparently, that is what I like. I like close quarters content. Now, for some easier choices for this comfy, cozy movies. The Princess Bride. You cannot go wrong with The Princess Bride. It has everything. It is the ultimate story. Love, action, romance, adventure, fantasy, sword fighting, death, murder, mayhem. It has everything. Yeah, I'm sure you've probably watched this already, but if you haven't, stop what you're doing and go watch it. It's delightful. The Replacement, starring Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman. I watched this for the soundtrack 100%. I mean, like, the story is great. It's underdogs, a football team coming together. There's love. They love the cheerleaders. The cheerleader whole cast is fantastic. The football players are just misfits coming together, trying to pull off a winning season. It's delightful. But the soundtrack is where it's at for this movie. If you know, you know. girl, she's a failure. All her cousins did the right thing, married Greek boys, and made Greek babies, so everyone worries what will become Abdullah. Then one day she sees the ultimate unattainable guy and realizes the only way her life will get better is if she gets away from her big fat Greek family. She escapes from the family restaurant. She exchanges her seating hostess jacket for a college diploma, convinces her aunt to give her a new job, and trades in her Coke bottle glasses for contact lenses just in time for him to walk back into her life. I think this is cute because it is a love story, but it's mostly a love story of the main character learning to love herself and her family and what that represents. And it's just so sweet and hysterically funny. Like the scene where she gets up with the headphones still attached to her head. I don't know why that gets me every time, but it does. But yeah, her whole family is great, and I just like that she's learning to love herself and everything that entails. It's so sweet. Jack Reacher. It's just a sweet love story of a man learning to love himself. No, Jack Reacher is... I like this movie because he's just so unapologetically him. Like, in a lot of other movies, especially superhero movies right now, you have like a lot of the kind of morality questions of what it means to be a superhero or an action hero or something like that. And Jack Reacher doesn't ask those questions. He does not care. Like, you are in his way and he is going to move you. And that's it. It's not a complicated film. It's just Jack Reacher trying to, solve crime that he didn't really want to be solving. I respect it. He's just very unapologetically him. Apollo 13. I think that this works for me because of the nostalgia. Like, not just for when I watched this movie, but the nostalgia of like the era it is representing. Like, it is this Apollo 13, it's a space disaster, and yet it somehow feels like a family film, centered on like the main crew, but also everyone on the ground still feels like a family. It just feels like a family film, which is insane. Also, Gary Sinise is fantastic in this, and every time I watch this movie, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's stupid. I know what happens. I know, and yet I am completely enthralled every time. So I guess maybe because it completely suckers me in and it has my full attention no matter what, it gets to go on the list because it is a good, cozy distraction. I will always end up on the couch with a blanket and a cup of tea while I watch this movie. Going back to the classics, as one does, 1952, Singing in the Rain, starring Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds. I mean, it's a musical. It's a fun musical. I know every song in this movie by heart. I mean, like, say less, bestie. It's cute. It's about friendship and love and coming together in their career to overthrow the evil, like, studio, but not really. I don't know. It's just, I like the coming together aspect of it to support each other as a team. It's adorable. accessible as a cozy movie. Like, if you want to throw on one of the other Marvel movies, a lot of times there is so much other story at play that it can be kind of distracting for me. So this one that is kind of an origin story, and also separate from some of the other DC content that's already out there, and it's just funny, right? Like, it's just a kid who's turned into a man with superpowers, and all that entails, but it's also a heartwarming kind of found family story. So yeah, I don't know, I was surprised by how much I like that movie. Sister Act 1 and 2. I mean, what more do you need? The soundtrack, the characters, the acting. It's marvelous. Let's see. It's Whoopi Goldberg, who is a low rent lounge singer, who accidentally witnesses a mob murder, and she has to hide out in the like Catholic school where she went to school at. Yes, it's adorable. Again, it's just women supporting women. They don't even know what's going on, but they're here for her, and I love that. And they do it as a musical. The Lost Boys. I mean, vampires, but make it cheesy and fun, and I'm in every single time. The Lost Boys, Buffy, it's my genre. Again, there is not a bad time to put this movie on. It's fun. You don't have to be like completely invested to understand the story, but it's also like a fun escapist 80s film where you just get to embrace the cheese factor of the 80s, and I like that. Rise of the Guardians. This is Jack Frost finding out that he's a guardian and helping all of the other guardians like Santa and the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Morpheus, fight the bad guy. What is he called? Nightmares. Pitch. So, yeah, again, found family coming together, finding himself and what his place is in the world. Apparently, that is the cozy vibe. Other cozy vibe is Revenge. So here we are. Lucky Numbers 11, Josh Hartnett, Lucy Liu, Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Stanley Tucci, Ben Kingsley. The like witty, fast-paced dialogue of this, I love. You also get it in most Guy Ritchie movies, or like the Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. is a good example. But like that witty, clever dialogue that you have to be paying attention to, but is also fun, is what I love about this. Like, it's an adventure, and it is a high-speed adventure amongst fun characters, even though half of them are bad guys. I don't know, all of them are kind of bad guys in this movie, but you're cheering for all of them because they're still fun. Let's see. cast, the Fantastic Four fighting the bad guys. Both this one and The Silver Surfer are comfort movies for me. Again, they're easy to put on. They're not complex, but they are just family films. Home. Again, the soundtrack here, iconic. And also this movie was like another instant classic for me, where I watched it and then we just never stopped watching it. This is O, and he's an alien from another planet, and his people move all of the Earth people to different towns so that aliens can take over. And the main character, what is her name? Tip. Tip sees this happen and goes to save her mom with the help of O, who is a misfit in his alien community. The soundtrack, the fun. Like, O's understanding of Earth, I think, is really what makes this for me. Tip just trying to find her mom. It's just so sweet. It's a cute movie. It's fun. I love it. Let's see. Makes Nuts, starring Steve Martin. How do you explain this movie? 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, the only creatures stirring were a transvestite, a homicidal Santa, a serial killer, the staff of a suicide hotline, and a very crazy pregnant woman. I mean, what more do you need in a film? That pretty much covers everything. It's delightful. It's hilarious. There's murder, mayhem, and a true love story. Or several. Yeah. I had to include the A-Team. Look, is it as good as the TV show? No. Would I happily watch a new A-Team TV show? Yes, I would. But it's outrageous. It's found family causing mayhem and generally blowing everything up. Again, they are unapologetically themselves, which is crazy and violent. And I love every second of it. Okay, last one. While You Were Sleeping, starring Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. This is just the cutest movie. So, Sandra Bullock saves Peter from falling on the tracks of the L train. And when she gets to the hospital, there's a mistake. She was just checking on him, but the nurse thinks that they are engaged. And so now she's pretending to his family that they're engaged while he's in a coma because she likes him. But while all that's happening, she falls for the other brother. And yeah, it's a disaster, as you might expect, but in a romantic way.